President Trump continues to ramp up calls for Nigeria to do more to protect Christians in that country. Let's take a closer look at the roots of religious tension there. The country split into three sections, the north largely Muslim and at least partially governed by Sharia law. The middle belt, which is mixed, and the heavily Christian south. Much of the violence against Christians that we've been hearing about takes place in the northeast region of the country at the hands of jihadist groups like Boko Haram, as well as Fulani militias in the central belt and elsewhere. According to the international...
Hello, my fellow Biafrans, I'm back again. But before I say anything concerning this particular video, tell yourself congratulations under the comment section, because the President of America is about to come to Nigeria to do one or two things about what is happening in Nigeria. So just take a moment of your time and listen to these people that people are seeing on my screen and see what they are saying concerning the Christian genocide. So stay tuned and hear from them, and do not forget to share so that other people can also benefit from this particular video, because the President of America is about to invade Nigeria. Share this video and remain blessed. One love.
President Trump continues to ramp up calls for Nigeria to do more to protect Christians in that country. Let's take a closer look at the roots of religious tension there. The country split into three sections, the north largely Muslim and at least partially governed by Sharia law. The middle belt, which is mixed, and the heavily Christian south. Much of the violence against Christians that we've been hearing about takes place in the northeast region of the country at the hands of jihadist groups like Boko Haram, as well as Fulani militias in the central belt and elsewhere. According to the International Society for Civil Liberties and the Rule of Law, more than 7,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria this year alone. Some 125,000 in the last 16 years, and more than 19,000 churches burned. So let's bring in Congressman Riley Moore, one of the first lawmakers to bring this to national attention. Good to have you on Fox News Sunday.
Shannon, thanks for having me on.
So I know the president has tapped you and Congressman Tom Cole to look into this. Can you tell us anything about how you'll investigate and what options you may give to the president, or what plans he should have for handling this?
Yes, we've already started that investigation, and it's the House Appropriations Committee, and we're working with the other relevant stakeholders in Congress, including the House Foreign Affairs Committee, also working with leadership and their staff as well, to present findings to the president here as soon as we can. And once we have some real ground truth from our perspective. Obviously, we've been working with the State Department, the NSC as well, and the White House staff, and we're in constant coordination and communication on this issue. But we're going to get to the bottom of this, and obviously the map that you just showed really highlights the tragedy that's going on there, how horrific this is, these killings of these Christians, our brothers and sisters in Christ. But we, and as President Trump has stated, we're going to stop this.
Well, he's talked about potentially boots on the ground there, going in guns a-blazing. But I want to read something from Nigeria's president. He says the characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant doesn't reflect our national reality. Religious freedom and tolerance have been a core tenet of our collective identity and shall always remain so. Nigeria opposes religious persecution and does not encourage it. He says the picture we're getting here is not accurate.
You know, unfortunately, that is completely false. I mean, there are states in Nigeria that have blasphemy laws, people who are facing the death penalty right now for blasphemy against Islam. There's a person currently right now who's held in prison for defending himself from attack from a Muslim militant from the Fulani tribe. He defended himself, and he's facing the death penalty. So, no, there's serious persecution happening in Nigeria. I know the president, Tinubu, is in a difficult position in trying to protect his interests there in that country, but they are complicit in this to one degree or another with statements like this.
So the New York Times says it's not just Christians. They say attacks on Muslims in the country often receive far less attention within Nigeria and globally, even though they have also been killed by the tens of thousands, with groups like Boko Haram preying on Muslim communities. So is it fair to say that there are other religious minorities, depending on which section of the country, and you're a minority in that particular section of the country, that they are at threat as well?
Look, there are Muslims that are being killed here, but the deaths that we have been able to garner from the facts on the ground, it's 5 to 1. 5 to 1 Christians versus other minorities, other religious affiliations in that country. Now, there are Shia Muslims there. These terrorists are Sunni Salafists who are doing these attacks. So, of course, the Shias are going to also be targeted in this. But it is 5-to-1 Christians who are being killed in Nigeria.
What can the U.S. do quickly? What should we do? Do we have a role in something that seems to be an internal dispute in a different sovereign country?
I think we absolutely do. Look, we're a Christian nation and a nation that believes in values and virtues of standing up for people who are being persecuted. That designation the president just did, a country of particular concern, unlocks 15 different levers that the president can use against that country, sanctions being one of them, withholding development dollars, restricting financing from international institutions. So there's a lot that can be done there, but the president has put all options on the table, including military kinetic action. Okay, please keep us updated. We appreciate it as you get to the details on that.
I just pray we're able to get the girls back, but it reminds me of Chibok. It reminds me of Dapchi. God knows where Leah Sharibu is. But you see, the painful thing is that those that advocated for Leah Sharibu are the ones with the talking points today against Christian genocide. You can see how people become hypocritical and they use the plight of people for their own political benefits in this country. And may God visit them. May God visit their conscience and ask them questions. I think this move by the federal government is misplaced. And I say that. You are not showing any intention of solving the problem. You are sending your governmental aides to go and say there's no Christian genocide. And at the same time, you send somebody to Plateau to talk to Dachomo. Your governmental aide had a fallout with Piers Morgan. We are still waiting to see that interview. The world knows that there's Christian genocide in Nigeria. I've quoted Jim Shannon. There are many other reports. In fact, this Congress that is going to start its proceedings on Thursday, regards country of particular country, there was a Catholic priest that went there, I think about a year ago, that Oji played the video where he went to give evidence as regards what's happening. So you can see the massive level of insecurity, but the government is not ready. If they are ready, they will release the list of terrorist financiers. Dubai shared that list with us in the last administration. But you see, for the sake of politics, they will never. The likes of Sheikh keeps running around and saying all sorts, peeing on the graves of people that died. People keep getting kidnapped and killed, but the government thinks the way to go about it is propaganda. I'm happy that Fox News is now also beaming the light on Samuel Jackson's case. The man that in defense of himself killed a bandit or terrorist and he was taken to court. Blasphemy laws exist in Nigeria, and some governmental ministers are saying that no, we respect religious freedom, but blasphemy laws exist in Nigeria. I'm happy that the Pope has said it. Till today, the other time when this happened, President Tinubu said, oh, he's going to get ambassadors. Maybe they are going to get this week, I don't know. So you can see that the government reaction, like they will always do, is to deflect. But deflection does not solve the problem. Look at an APC chieftain, Makiri, that was killed recently. All of those things show that the government is not ready to solve the problem. Annie, I'm sad to announce to you that many years after, we'll still be talking about this thing because government is not ready, and they've shown it.
Now to some breaking news. Before we start what's trending, we're just learning, with officials of Kebbi State government confirming a terrorist attack on Maga Comprehensive Girls Secondary School, where an unspecified number of female students have been abducted. So the chief press secretary to Kebbi State Governor Ahmed Idris confirmed the attack, while also saying that the details are still somewhat ambiguous as of now. But here's what we know. The state deputy governor, Umar Tafida, has led a team of government officials to the scene of the crime, while sources report that a staff of the school was killed and some even sustained different injuries as the terrorists got into the school and shot sporadically. So we'll definitely follow that story.
Biafrans all over the world, good news has finally surfaced this morning. The Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Okezie Kanu, have finally come out this morning to tell everybody to exercise patience, that they are working perfectly to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That we should remember that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu promised us that he will never come out without coming out with Biafra. That is one of the reasons that is still keeping Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in detention. And that they are working every day to make sure that we get what we are looking for. But that is the only thing that is still holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And everything is working in place to make sure that he comes back with that particular thing that he's looking for, which is Biafra. So everybody should come down and watch this video from beginning to the end as I play the video.
As your brother, who is part of this government, I am assuring you, I am not sleeping. I am assuring you, the president is listening. It will not be long. Mande no zije, mande no nolo. It will not be long. When did it? We'll get what we are looking for.
Na among him now, Deputy Speaker, we're listening Deputy Speaker. Emma came my crew, new way the animal can not the Carlo. Adam surprised him here today. And the Oko Gruta, Obe Shelemike, honorably wed La Libo, Obe Joria, the information man, water, our leader, Nane Carlo, Halagokuya, I shall after very soon. So, honorable, Obe Honorable. After the meeting, I get more, Major Channel Oshilile. Youth leader, all Igbo youth worldwide. Honorable address Yeji, la meeting mention Oje front. Orisha Kwanyipuru.
Oh, him guru.
Thank you.
And him guru na onye ọbụla nwee ndidi. Ọ na-ata ya ahụ na nwanne anyị nọ n'ime. Anyị na ha agakọ n'okwu ya. Abalị abụọ gara aga, mụ na ya nọ. Ọ maka ọdị okwu anyị na-aga. Chineke ga-eme amara. Anyị enweta ihe anyị na-achọ. Onye emela nke ụka. Eme nke ụka ọ ga-emebisiri anyị ihe. Bụta isi na-aga ya erim anyị nweta ihe anyị na-achọ. President nke anụ ugbu a ọwụ ya kpọchiri nwanne anyị nwoke. Nwekwa n'ihe o nwere against nwanne anyị nwoke. And ọ na-agwawo president na-aṅa ntị. M na-ekwu unu nkwa na president ahụrụ m n'anya hụ ndị Igbo n'anya. Nwekata akọ ọgbachie m nkịtị na-arịrịa m na-arịa maka nwanne anyị nwoke. Unu were unu tim na ekpere, unu tinye ya na ekpere. Chineke ga-eme ebere. Ịma Bible sị that the heart of kings are in the hands of God. Obi ndị na-achị ọchịchị ọ dị n'aka Chineke. Unu were obi our king now, which is our president, and put it before the presence of God and pray. Not coercion, not boxing the president. He's not the kind of president that you box into a corner. He follows his heart and he follows facts and reason. As your brother, who is part of this government, I am assuring you, I am not sleeping. I am assuring you, the president is listening. It will not be long. Mande no zije, mande no nolo. It will not be long. When did it? We'll get what we are looking for.